Okay. So for the first one, for part A, all it says is simplify. So you have to know all the things for simplify, write things as mixed radicals. They're already all written as mixed radicals. Check inside the radicals if there's anything you can simplify. Okay? And now we have a radical on the bottom, so we will need to rationalize the denominator. If I want to get rid of the square root of 7 on the bottom, I can do that by multiplying the bottom by square root of 7. If I multiply the bottom of a fraction by square root of 7, in order to keep the fraction the same, I'm going to need to multiply the top of the fraction by the square root of 7. Now that top fraction is a binomial, which means that this square root of 7 will have to get distributed. So on the top, when I multiply 5 root 7 by root 7, I will get 5 root 49. We'll simplify it after. Some of you are going to get really good at seeing this and do it all in one step. That's fine. But for now, 5 root 7 times root 7 is going to be 5 root 49. And 3 times root 7 will just be 3 root 7. All divided by 7. Because root 7 times root 7 is root 49, which will be just 7. Now, 5 root 49, that'll be 5 times 7 will be 35, plus 3 root 7 over 7. And then you have to decide whether you can simplify or not. You can't. Remember, to simplify fractions, things get connected by adding and subtracting. So that whole thing is connected. And the only way I could cancel something out with the 7 is if they were identical, and they're not. So we are simplified at this step. We can't do the 35 divided by 7 and write 5, because then we wouldn't be also dividing the second one by 7. Yes? Because this is all together. Order of operations say you would have to do the top before you divide. Okay? In a fraction, when there's something written on top, you have to imagine it in brackets. And order of operations say you have to do that whole thing before you can divide. In the second one, again, we have a bunch of square roots. Are there any of them that we can change to mixed radicals? Yes. Can you see that the bottom can be simplified? I have 6 root 2's minus 4 root 3's. Those ones can't be simplified. But root 18 is the same as root 9 times root 2, which is 3 root 2. If you simplify first, your numbers are going to be smaller. Because if I would have rationalized to begin with, I'd have to multiply top and bottom by root 18. 18 is a big number. But now, to rationalize, all I'd have to do is multiply top and bottom by root 2. Whoops, that bracket got a little bit. On the top, 6 root 2 times 2 will be 6 root 4. Minus 4 root 3 times root 2 will be minus 4 root 6, all over 3 times root 4. Again, I took an extra step there. Some of you might be starting to do it a little bit quicker, because square root of 4 is 2. 6 times 2 will be 12, minus 4 root 6 over 3 times 2, 6. We are not quite done yet, because sometimes you can factor something out of the top. Can you see that there is a 4 that can be factored out of the two things on top? Then I can write this as 4 times 3 minus root 6 all over 6. And now I can simplify my fraction. 4 over 6 can simplify to 2/3. And my final answer, I can either write it like this in factored form, or I could distribute it out and write it like that. Questions for this one are 6 9, 13I, 13II, and 14.